The Oregon Ducks, Dana Altman. Dana, first question. Obviously, you and your staff have spent a lot of time looking at tape of Rhode Island. Do they show you anything that perhaps you don't see on a regular basis in Pac 12 competition?
Their athleticism is very good. They get out and pressure and are very physical, kind of similar to Arizona in our league. I like their group. I like their depth. And they're playing with tremendous confidence. A 9-game winning streak will do that for a team. So very impressed with what I've seen, especially here late. Early on, they were trying to find their way, but if you watch the last 4 or 5 games, they've put together something special, and they're shooting the ball with tremendous confidence, playing with tremendous confidence, and they beat a very good Creighton team yesterday, so we know we've got our work cut out for us.
Questions for Coach Altman?
Stylistically difference from preparing for Iona?
Yes, big contrast in styles. Iona, always up and down, wanted to run with us. And I think Rhode Island will be more of a grind, push it when they have the opportunities. They are a very opportunistic team when they have an opportunity, off turnovers, long rebounds. They have a very good transition game then. However, if they don't have those opportunities, they're going to make you guard a lot longer in the half court. So a different style. Yesterday we saw a lot of zone from Iona, and tomorrow, I don't think we'll see any. We'll see a lot of man-to-man.
Shelley?
Did your dad ever coach?
No.
So you're the only coach left of the 4 here who's not a coach's son.
Well, my dad yelled at me a lot.
Okay, well, that counts.
Does that count? And every time I didn't play well, he sure let me know.
Where did you get your coaching chops then?
Well, I owe a lot to everybody I played for. Dave Ullman was my high school coach, Gary Bargan in junior college, Larry Riley, Mike Riley. I played for Larry at Eastern New Mexico, did my graduate work at Western Colorado for Mike, 2 twin brothers who meant a lot to me. And then Lon Kruger, I worked for a coach for 3 years. And then someone who was a mentor because we had coached at the same junior college, Charlie Spoonhour, was someone I could always lean on. So I've been very fortunate. I've had a number of coaches who've really cared about me and taken good care of me. So really fortunate.
Kobe Cotter, Narragansett at times. What's been the message to the team since you lost Chris? Has it impacted the chemistry at all, or do you feel like you've been able to overcome it?
It was a blow. Chris, his personality and, the uniqueness of his game, it was a blow. But credit to Chris, man, he has handled it. He is the first guy trying to fire everybody up. And I know it's killing him that he can't play, but just shows how unselfish he is, man. He has put the team first, and it's all about the team moving forward. Couldn't be any prouder of him than just, again, showing how unselfish he is.
Joe Kayada from NBC 10 in Providence. Anybody from when you watched the game yesterday that caught your eye from the URI Rams that really stood out to you that you're going to have to keep an eye on tomorrow?
Well, all 5 of those stars and those 3 guys they brought off the bench were all pretty good. They're a very balanced attack. I've tried to emphasize to the team that, they have a couple go-to guys that, in tough situations they might run a special for. But other than that, their balance, I think, is what makes them dangerous. A little bit like us. We do lean on Dylan offensively, but Tyler, Jordan Bell, Peyton Casey both play well. Dylan Ennis is a double-figure scorer. Chris was a double-figure scorer. We had 5 guys, 6 guys in double figures. So our balance is, I think, what makes our offense strong, and I think their balance is what makes them offensively very good. And then defensively, they're just really well schooled. Danny does a great job defensively. They're like I said, when I say they're similar to Arizona, that's a big compliment because Sean Miller in Arizona defensively, year in, year out, they're really good. So I'm really impressed with Rhode Island. I think they're really good. And as I mentioned, the last 4 or 5 games, because of their confidence, they've become much more dangerous than they were earlier in the year.
Brian Maranthus, CSNNW. What's gotten into Tyler Dorsey? He's having a spectacular March.
Well, Tyler, I think that he's focused on other part of the game. He's rebounding better. His defensive effort is better, which has got him going and got him into the game. And then offensively, he's been very productive. And but I think what got him going in the conference tournament, the first game, he had 9 rebounds against Arizona State, and defensively, we were struggling there a little bit, and he really picked it up. And I thought down the stretch against Cal, his defense really picked us up. So I think he's focused on other part of the game, and because of that, his offense has picked up. And there were times during the season I didn't do a good job of getting him involved enough. I didn't run enough things for him to get him going. But he's taken care of that by just getting the ball off the board, taking it himself, and just becoming more involved by focusing on the other parts of the game.
Hey, Coach. Nick Coit from ABC6 in Providence. You faced one Hurley brother in your conference at Arizona State and Bobby. Are there maybe similarities you see with Danny's team and how the coaching style is with a Hurley brother?
Well, they both complain a lot. Golly, Bobby's always after the officials. I saw a little of that out of Danny yesterday, so they must get that from their dad. But no, they're competitors, and that's something that runs in their family. Great competitors, and their teams show that. We had a real tough ball game with Arizona State at our place, 1-pointer. And then we had them again in the conference tournament, and we're fortunate enough to pull away in the second half. But no, their styles they're both really competitive, and their teams play a little differently. But watching their dad's teams and now watching their teams, great competitors, and again, I know we're going to have our work cut out for us. It's a toss-up tomorrow. We're going to have to play really well.
Coach Jim Thornby, Pac-12. Yesterday, Coach Hurley was up there, and he kind of joked about adding Bobby to the staff to kind of get some intel on you. How much can you actually learn about an opponent in 24 hours to get ready for a game like this?
I think it goes more back to principles of what you want to do defensively, and hopefully you've got some habits, that it's very hard. They run a lot of high post action and bring their posts away from the basket. It's really hard to go through all their sets in one day and try to get those set. And, we do a lot of sets, and so it's pretty hard to get it all in one day. So you got to rely on your principles. When you haven't seen guys before, we focus in on tendencies and trying to get our guys ready for, what they like to do from an offensive standpoint. I'm sure there's guys that do it a lot better than us, but, we try to focus in on, what we've done day in, day out, our habits defensively, and hope they're good enough to get ready in a day.
Coach, Bill Koch with the Providence Journal. You had one opponent in common this year, Valparaiso. Was that game maybe so long ago that it's irrelevant at this point, or can you take anything from that?
Yeah, it was too long ago. We're a much different team than when we played Valpo, and I know Rhode Island is. I don't think that game means too much to either one of us. Again, I hate to say it again, but the last 4 or 5 games, I see a big difference in Rhode Island. We watch some of their early games, and then you watch their games that they played in the conference tournament and getting ready for the conference tournament, and they're just a team that plays with much more confidence. You're talking about a team that shot 65% from the year free throws and 63% in conference, and then yesterday, before they missed those last 2, went 28 to 29. Teams don't do that unless they're walking up there expecting to make it. You have a 46% free throw shooter going 10 for 10. So that's playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of focus.
Coach Altman. you've been here many times before. What is that build up, for these second round games? Rhode Island, it's about surviving in advance. It's 11 seed. They're moving on. Does the intensity gets even, closer, going into these second rounds?
There's so much excitement. Usually on that second round game, your guys relax a little bit and you get a little bit closer look at who you really are. That first game, I think all coaches are a little apprehensive on that first one because, Peyton coming out yesterday as a freshman and he has a heck of a game offensively, but you're not really sure how your guys will respond to that first one. It's kind of like the conference tournament. I'm always worried about that first game, just trying to get comfortable. But hopefully the second game you relax and play a little bit closer to who you really are. All the games are intense because guys know it's, if you don't play your best, you may be done. And I don't think anybody in our locker room is ready to put away the uniforms. I know I'm not. So I think that pressure is always there. But, hopefully our guys will be relaxed and confident and ready to play at 4 o'clock.
Any further questions? Okay, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
The contingent from Rhode Island will be with us momentarily.